Well, this is a bit of a fun story, and it has nothing to do with Nick Bosa. It really has nothing to do with the 49ers all that much. It has to do with former Arizona Cardinals, now Titans wide receiver, DeAndre Hopkins. DeAndre took some shots at the San Francisco 49ers, and let's get into why he did just that. He did an interview with GQ Magazine where he talked about this free agency period for him, after the whole situation of getting let go from the Cardinals and trying to find a home to be able to play for this upcoming season. And he was getting some limited interest, which ultimately wound up landing him on the Titans, which seems like a fine spot for him right now. But apparently, he did some calling on his own, trying to reach out to teams to potentially play for them. And one of those teams that he called was the San Francisco 49ers, but apparently the San Francisco 49ers didn't pick up the phone, nor did they call back. So sounds like DeAndre is a little salty about it. He takes a little shot at him too. So let's take a look at some of the comments that he made, specifically, at the 49ers and at a couple other teams as well. So again, as we know, last year, DeAndre Hopkins, he had a suspension. He's about 31. He's been an elite wide receiver in the league for a long time. But again, he's getting to that point in his career where, he's getting long in the tooth, as they say. Well, when he was released and he had some opportunities to sign wherever he was quoted saying, there were some teams that I had on my list that I gave them calls and they didn't give a call back. So we're going to find out that the San Francisco 49ers were one of those teams. He goes on to say, obviously, since signing with the Tennessee Titans, he says, I'm very grateful for where I am. I think I made the best decision. But when you're a player and some people feel like they're great without you, and then you see what they have on paper or you see what they do, you mark those games down as a competitor. I can't wait to play them and honestly try my best to crush their ass. Oh, really? Really, DeAndre? Now, I personally love DeAndre. DeAndre is one of my all-time favorite draft crushes. He's one of my guys. Hell, we've even DM'd back and forth on Instagram. Like, that's one of my dudes. Obviously, uh, since he was at Clemson until now. And of course, I was even advocating, like, hey, man, I would take DeAndre Hopkins. Why not? But DeAndre, not too happy that the San Francisco 49ers did not call him back. And these are the list of teams that he apparently reached out to that were interested in his services. He says Detroit Lions, they didn't want me. Dallas Cowboys didn't want me. Giants didn't want me. Shit, who else ain't want me? San Fran ain't want me. Woo! Boy. And I guarantee you, with DeAndre Hopkins playing in the division for some time now, in the NFC West, I bet he wanted to come to an NFC West team so that he could take it to the Arizona Cardinals to 2 games a year. That happens from time to time when players get released. So, and again, during this period, I was kind of talking with DeAndre Hopkins about potentially coming through to the 49ers, and all indications that he gave me at that time before he signed with Tennessee was that he was interested with the 49ers. So the fact that he's come out and said that he's marked them down effectively and he's going to try his best to crush their ass. I'm here for this. I'm here for all this. I like the smoke. Again, even if it's my guy, he's not my guy when he's playing for the Tennessee Titans lined up across the 49ers. He becomes the enemy as a competitor mindset myself. So I still love DeAndre. Always gonna have love for DeAndre. That's my guy. But I do think it's hilarious that he called the 49ers. They didn't want him. And again, why would they? Because were they going to pay him what he was ultimately looking for? They already had Debo Samuel. They already had Brandon Ayuk. Brandon Ayuk was a little bit outspoken, about not wanting OBJ and other wide receivers like that. And they already have Jawan Jennings. They got a lot of love for Jawan, and we've seen the breakout that Ronnie Bell has had. So, you know, it makes sense. It makes sense to me why the 49ers didn't go after DeAndre Hopkins. It would have been a pure luxury, if anything. It was not a need. They didn't have a solidified role. I don't think he would have played over Brandon Ayuk. It would have eaten into Brandon Ayuk's production. So I get it. I totally understood why he didn't sign. But the fact that the 49ers didn't even call him back, didn't give him the time of day, pretty interesting. Obviously, him, Mooney Ward, obviously they got back into it. Mooney Ward called him steroid boy, so there's a little bit of a history there. So, hey, DeAndre Hopkins, not a 49er, as we clearly know. He will be the Tennessee Titans. The San Francisco 49ers don't play the Tennessee Titans this year unless, they miraculously make it to the Super Bowl or something like that. But the 49ers will not see DeAndre in 2023. So we'll have to wait and see in that regard. But hey, little drama, a little DeAndre Hopkins not happy with San Francisco. Hey, I'll take it all day of the week. And again, I think the 49ers are fine. He talked about looking at teams on paper and all this and all that. 49ers on paper look really good to me. So I'm perfectly fine with the way the roster's structured. And again, DeAndre Hopkins would have been only a pure luxury. He wasn't a need at all. That's all it would have been. So what do you guys think about this? What do you think about what he had to say? What do you think about him calling and the 49ers not responding, give him a call back? Let me know what you think about this in the comments below. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.